Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my first almost personal reading of 2023. I had to check myself for a second. I'm like, what year is it? I haven't done one of these readings in a moment, and so this is going to be the first one to kick off this year. So this reading is, the whole structure of it is I'm trying to dive really deep into a specific energy so that the messages will either really resonate or really not resonate. So if it is for you, you should feel like a deep resonance and like, yep, that makes sense. Or you could be cross-watching and it could be messages about somebody that you know, someone that's close to you. But either way, we try and structure it in a way that we can really get specific messages so it feels almost like a personal reading. There will be an extended reading that will be housed on the Patreon community, and the link will be below in the description box. All of the extended readings of any reading I've ever done, past, present, will live in the Seeker tier on the Patreon page. So for less than a coffee per month, you can have access to all of the extended readings I'll ever do, as well as bonus energy updates and shares from me. I occasionally do zodiac readings in there as well. And then you can also check out the rest of the Patreon community. The master tier is the highest tier, it's the premium tier, and that is where we do a lot of community events like live coachings, live Q&As, live readings. We do meditations, group meditations, classes, etc. I even have people in the community come in and share their wealth and their knowledge. So a lot of fun things there. And then the initiate tier is where all of my twin flame content is housed. So this is classes, this is transmissions, this is readings. This is basically everything to do with the twin flame journey, as I was guided very strongly to keep that content sacred. And again, I've shared it many times here. It's not to be exclusive or kick people out, but it's really, if you're on a twin flame journey, then you get it. There's a lot of attack on that, and we want to keep it sacred. We want to keep it protected, right? As it deserves that. So that all being said, that's my spiel, that's my rundown. I'm just shuffling as we go to kind of dive in. I don't have anyone knocking on my door, as sometimes these readings I'll have somebody that's really bothering me that wants to come through, so then I'll pull this reading. So this one's going to be very open, and I'm going to be very surprised. I'm not even going to know what's going to come through, which is always kind of fun. The mystery is fun. But thank you so much for being here. If you found this video, you're meant to find it. All of these readings are timeless. When I do get identifiers like masculine or feminine, just know that it has nothing to do with gender, and we each carry masculine and feminine energy. So if it applies for your inner masculine or your inner feminine, that's great. But it could also be an outer feminine or masculine that you may be interacting with. Thank you for liking. That helps immensely. The YouTube algorithm has been pretty crazy lately. Your comments are very appreciated. And on that note, I want to say YouTube has been deleting comments. So if you have left a comment to any of my videos on YouTube in the past, I don't know, couple of months, just know I did not delete your comment. And if I didn't respond, it's not because I didn't want to, it's because I tried and your comment was then deleted. So there's been some really funky, weird things going on. And I just want to say that because this community is small, and I know it's very, it's like if you find it, you're absolutely meant to find it. It's the spirit doing its magic and fighting a lot of the kind of like darkness and all of the stuff that happens on some of these platforms. And so I really love to respond to you guys. And I've just been noticing the views have been weird. Like 1 minute it'll say it's this amount of views, and then I'll go check again and it'll be like less. So there's just a lot of really funky things going on, and I'm rolling with it. I promise. Like I'm still going to keep showing up here. I'm still going to keep being in service here for you all, because I know it's way more important than any sort of shenanigans and things that these algorithms do. But that being said, if you are receiving these messages and you feel guided to support, the Seeker tier is a great way to support, because like I said, it's less than a cup of coffee per month. That's just a great way to show your support. Donations are greatly appreciated, but the easiest way and a free way is liking and subscribing and commenting. Obviously the commenting, maybe isn't working so well, but subscribes and likes and shares are really helpful. Also, if you're interested in booking a coaching session or a personal reading, that information will be down below under my Calendly link. I have my books closed a little bit, like it's a little tight. There's less availability right now, but you can always see if anything is open, and if not, and you really want that emergency sort of reading or coaching session, you can always email me, and my email will be down below as well, and I can you know, we can talk about what you need and where you're at and go from there. Okay, amazing. Done with all the talking. Let's get into the channeling. I'm excited. all the 2023 house cleaning. I don't know why I was just guided. I don't know if anyone has followed me for a while. I hardly ever pull from the top. I always do my shuffling a different way. However, this is how I was guided. Okay, beautiful. We have Samaritan. So this is somebody who is really learning this lesson, which I think anyone who goes on a spiritual journey starts to learn, that what you most want to receive, what you are most trying to manifest, or what you desire most deeply, you learn on a spiritual journey, or at least it's a path, that the more you give of that, whatever it is, the more that you will receive it back. So let's use an example here. Let's say you're manifesting money and you want to be more abundant. The more that you give, and it doesn't mean give all your money away, but the more that you are able to give that energy of abundance, even just the energy of abundance, you know, getting out of lack mindset, getting out of scarcity, you know, being in service, like even if it's like, let's say there's an organization you really want to support and maybe most people donate like $100 and you're like, you know what, I'm going to give that $1. Even that is cultivating an abundance mindset. One of the ways I worked with this for myself was becoming a really generous tipper. Because honestly, it's like a couple dollars, you know, it's not going to break your bank. And it's just the more that you give, the more you start to notice that fluctuation and the more that you receive. And of course you can apply this to anything. Okay. We can apply this to love. We can apply this to opportunities, fun, enjoyment, laughter, whatever it is that you're manifesting. Wow. Okay. This is really interesting. We have two bird messages. So I'm going to just say it right away. Sorry, my camera, I'm experimenting with like a new angle. So I'm going to try and keep myself on camera as much as possible, but I wanted it closer so you guys can really see some of these beautiful new decks I have. A lot of bird energy. And I got to say, I always call it out if I get it. I'm getting a masculine energy. Okay. So this can be a divine masculine. This could be a male masculine. So just keep that in mind, but I'm getting a very focused, but without any of that scattered energy, because sometimes there's a lot of stress. Like it's like when someone's going after something that they really want, sometimes they can like work themselves up and get into kind of like a little bit of chaos around it. But this hunt card with the falcon coming out with the stillness and the heron, it's a calm energy. It's an intention setting. It's a very powerful spiritual energy, I'm gonna say, because again, on a spiritual journey, we start to learn the truth about manifestation. You cannot manifest from the mind. Well, you can. Let me take that back. You can, but it's always gonna fall short. It's never gonna be quite what you wanted. But where you really, really start to manifest magic, from the heart. That's where you manifest. And that's really what I'm getting here. That's that energy. So I'm getting a masculine energy. Now, this could be someone you know. It could also be your own inner masculine energy, because I know as we start to become aware of these polarities, we start to notice that at different times, even throughout the day, we'll be in our inner masculine and then we'll go to our inner feminine and back and forth, right? Oh, shit. Okay, this is some really beautiful energy here. Ooh, somebody is healing a lot of ancient ancestral contracts of, funnily enough, I'm hearing poverty and scarcity. And I know, so the money thing, I mean, that came through, we are channeling. So there's a reason here, but it's also this poverty and scarcity around like what I deserve. What is my deservingness? And do I deserve more than I've been given? And there's also this thing about deserving. I don't know if you guys, you know, I'm sure you probably tune into pop culture and we see a lot of this idea of like, I deserve, right? And we see that come up a lot. And I think I'm just going to go back to this heart versus the head thing. There's this thing where somebody who feels like they actually feel very unworthy and not deserving may be the one that's the loudest about, well, I deserve better and you didn't treat me well and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? They're the louder of a person. Whereas a person who is inherently worthy, or we all are, right? We're all inherently worthy. We're all inherently deserving. But a person that really embodies that and knows that, especially from the heart, not the mind, they don't need to scream. They don't need to be loud. They don't need to prove it to anybody. And they know that if somebody doesn't recognize that within them, that's okay. That's just a reflection of their own unworthiness. And hopefully by crossing paths, they uplifted them and they were an example and showed them, hey, you do deserve more, but that doesn't mean I have to engage with you because I know my worthiness and I'm ready to go, you know, engage with somebody that's also learned that lesson. right? So it's less about it like, look at me, I'm deserving. I don't know. And I'm gonna, this is like kind of, no, it's not embarrassing. It's just like one of my guilty pleasures is watching dating shows, and I watch them from like the psychology standpoint. And also from energy, and just, I don't know if anyone else, I'm sure people that watch tarot readings are similar, like y'all, you get it, right? And I always hear that. I've heard that so much lately, where people are in like self-sabotage, self-fulfilling prophecies. They're pushing away love, but they don't think they are. And they're just in the like, I deserve better. And what you really get from it energetically, it's like, you don't actually feel that you do. And that's why what you're manifesting is not in alignment with what you say that you want, because you're not in alignment. So long story short, I hope that explained. This person here is learning this lesson. This person here is healing this aspect of themselves, which, by the way, was not theirs to begin with. It was an ancestral wound, an ancestral pattern. The snakes here are kind of this life cycle I'm getting, but it's also this, it's death and rebirth. And it's also a very feminine, it's like ancient feminine wisdom. And again, I said I'm getting very masculine energy here. So this is like somebody reclaiming their inner feminine. And I'm also going to say this is a very specific message, but I am getting that for a group here that I'm reading for. This person is uncovering their healing abilities. And what I mean by that is I'm getting like literal healing abilities, like healing hands, healing touch, healing presence, healing energy, kind of like the... some of the ancients, you know, that we've heard, obviously very famous, like Yeshua healing with his hands. I'm really getting that here. Like alchemy energy, being able to turn lead into gold, right? That's really, really it's really strong actually. But you know what's beautiful is what's being uncovered is this is now being uncovered to them in their truth. And I'm also getting that someone may have recognized this in them a long time ago, but they were like, nope, because of the worthiness issue. So they didn't see it at the time. They couldn't see it. But this is being unlocked, and this is being acknowledged and seen because of the hard work they've done on their ego, on the humility and humbling themselves through service, right? Because this card says refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Yeah, isn't that it? Like, I'm sure those of us who are on service missions, and we're here as light workers, and we're here, you know, from higher realms coming down to earth at this time to awaken and help and assist humanity. There's so many times where we're like, oh my God, I'm done. I'm over it. Nope, I don't want to do it anymore. Get me out. Eject. Like, is there a safe word? Is there a safe word I can tell God? Get me out of here. I'm done, right? Because it's hard when you're helping people and they don't want to be helped. And not even just, honestly, most of us have to learn that lesson. Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink, right? So all healers have to learn that at some point on the journey, where it's like, okay, you can't force anything on anybody. You got to let them come to it on their own. But once you learn that, then you start to become this energetic sort of lighthouse. And that's hard too, because you're just holding it down. You're just holding it down in the higher realm. And that is in the third dimension as well. And then what you see around you can be a lot of like garbage. And that's really what I'm getting here with this person too, with the desert. I didn't even get a second to channel that here. It's like coming out of a period of thirstiness. That's funny. My guides can be funny. She's thirsty. No. Okay. Please help me, guys. Everybody focus. Okay. We haven't done one of these readings in a while, so we're getting very excited. Okay. So coming out of a period of being in a seeking energy, and that's not good or bad. It just is. I've been sharing a lot, especially in the Patreon, about knowing versus seeking. And I think I've shared a couple of those transmissions to the YouTube if you're curious. So take a look back. I think there might be one titled Knowing versus Seeking. So I've been speaking on this for a while because I've been guided to. And so this person has been in the desert where it's kind of like they've been going in circles. They've been going in circles, looking for water. And the thing is that's what brought about this humility. That's what brought this ego death. That's what brought this deep awareness of what I truly want. Now I know. Now I'm clear what my prey is, what I'm hunting for, what I want. Whereas for a long time there was a circular sort of hamster on a wheel motion in this desert. But the thing is that whole process was divine and necessary and exactly what had to happen. But while you're in it, it doesn't feel that way. I heard something recently about manifestation that really made a lot of sense to me, and it was that you have to embrace and surrender so fully and so wholly to and I don't mean holy as in Holy, I mean holy as in WHO. Okay, I don't know why. I just needed to say that for somebody. You have to surrender so fully to the experience of what you don't want, which is typically where you're at when you are manifesting and calling something new in. You're in a place of just like, this sucks and I don't want this anymore, and now I want to call in something new. But most people skip that step where they just resist, they ignore, and they don't want to feel what they're actually in. But once you surrender to this is not what I want, and from this not wanting, now I know what I do want, right? The hunt, now I'm very clear. And from that point, in a state of surrender and allowing, I start creating something new. I find my way out of the desert. I find the water. I find water and I heal. And now I'm ready to pass it on to others, right? So as I'm channeling all this stuff that kind of seems like parable or whatnot, this is really me trying to explain the energy of this person and where they're at and what they've been learning and how they've been where they've come from. And really I get so much about the family line, and I'm hearing generational curse, and I'm also hearing sins of the mother, because it feels like somebody here had a mother wound, a mother issue. It could be father too, because gender, in energy, it can be hard to tell. So take it as it resonates, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's okay. Don't make it fit. But somebody here I feel like did have a deep ancestral feminine wounding. Abandonment from the feminine, feeling unaccepted by the feminine. And so what that caused is I need to have bravado, I need to control, I need to manipulate in order to get what I want, right? We're going to ask one more to give us a little bit more information about this person before we go into kind of what's coming up for them. Wow. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. So as I've been talking a lot about the mind versus the heart, this person is deeply, deeply in their heart. Now, that is not easy for this person. I will say that. It's not natural to this person. That's not true. It's not that it's not natural. It's that they've been in a state, they've been taught how to not be in the heart. And then they've reinforced it over and over by choices, by patterns, by behaviors, by who they've surrounded themselves with, right? Oh, maybe you didn't even see the card yet. It's forgiveness. And this is Skati. I may not be pronouncing that right, but I'm not going to grab the book, which would give me the correct pronunciation. But I'm not guided to grab the book here because that's not the message we're looking for. But this is the inner feminine energy and presence that is awakened within. It's a very divine mother energy, right? So even if our human mother forsakes us, hurts us, abandons us, because they're human, so it's bound to happen. We can always, always find that deep, deep well of unconditional love within the Divine Mother, Sophia, right? The mother of all, the pure, pure, pure love, energy, frequency. And it looks like this person has reclaimed that. And that energy, right? Divine Mother is unbelievably forgiving. That mother doesn't see right or wrong, doesn't see good or bad. There's nothing you can do that would make them walk away from you, abandon you, forsake you. There's always this deep well of love and truth I'm hearing. So reaction. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful this card is. Look at this, it looks like it's kind of like a brew, kind of like a witchy sort of tonic or something like that. But anyways, this one is reaction. So somebody is forgiving themselves from the past, the way that they may have reacted, and the way that they have maybe overreacted or underreacted, the choices that they made that were maybe impulsive, but they're now recognizing it came from past wounding. It came from old ancestral stuff. It came from a fear of the feminine. And until they learn to embrace the feminine within them, they would not be able to forgive an outer feminine and therefore interact in a truthful, whole, balanced way with feminine energy in their life, being themselves and others. Okay, really, really beautiful. So what we're going to do is now we're going to ask a little bit more about this person, what's going on with them, so that we understand why, really what I want to ask, actually, what I'm going to ask is what is the message that wants to be told today? Why is this person coming up? What do they want to talk about? That's what I'm going to do. And then we'll grab some more information and just kind of see where it goes. It's completely flowing with this reading. This is a really, really nice energy, though, I have to say. This is the type of energy that's very rare. It's very rare to come across this in the world. You know, we're all energy readers, but, so you can kind of feel a person when you meet them. And it's not to say that there aren't people that have this much depth and beauty, but most of them mask that out of their fear, right? So when you come across this and you feel this, you're like, oh, damn, this is a person I want to be around. This is a person I want to know. Wow. Okay. Okay. This is a really interesting message. We have the Queen of Cups. I'm asking, like, why are you here? What do you want to tell us? I'm starting to trust my heart. I'm starting to trust my intuition. It's like love has radically changed this person. Light to dark, dark to light. And learning. It's like in learning and facing the shadow and the darkness, they recovered their light, and they also stopped judging the darkness. They also stopped avoiding the darkness. Because, okay, so let me get into some specific 3D scenarios. This is a person who may have been kind of like a spiritual bypasser in their 3D life. And what that is that somebody who is really, really afraid of conflict. They don't trust themselves and they don't know themselves very well. Or if they kind of do know themselves, they have put on so many layers and so many masks that they thought was helping them as like protection, but really they started to believe their own lies. They started to forget who they were completely based on all that. It's funny. It's like the actor, and I'm being metaphorical. I'm not being literal, but so it's like when you take on the character, you could blur the lines sometimes. So you may come into it thinking like, okay, I'm in this office building. I'm at this job and I can't be my true authentic self here. It's just not safe. I can't do it. I don't want to get into these conversations. I just want to come in. I want to do the job and I want to go home. So I'm going to create this persona. Right? But let's say like 10 years later, you're still at the same job and you're there like, 8 hours, 9 hours a day, right? Eventually you start to blur the lines of who you really are. You've put on so many like levels of armor that you don't even know where you began and that armor ends. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this person. So in the spiritual bypass, where I was kind of trying to go with that was like, they pretend they're good, like so good. Like to the outside, everyone be like, this person has it all together. Like they're such a positive person, they're always helping others, or they're always just like fun, they're lighthearted. Like this person definitely had this like stigma around like, I don't want anything heavy. I don't want to deal with anything dark. Like, ew, that person has bad energy, right? Like they would kind of judge others and be like, they have bad energy. I don't want to be around that. But it's funny because it's like, you were just seeing a mirror reflection of something within yourself that you didn't want to deal with. And that's what, we all do it, right? We've all done this. Okay. That's a big thing. I think when you first start to awaken to the spiritual journey and you start to like clear out, your darkness or your own stuff within, but you also start to project it outward. So you start to be like, I can't be friends with you anymore because you have bad energy and you're bringing me down. It's like, it's just so judgy, and, it could be true to an extent, but it's also like, who are you to tell this person that they have bad energy, right? Everyone's a reflection of you. So if you're noticing bad energy in somebody, if you're noticing something you don't like, it's because it's something within you that is coming up to be revealed, right? So why is this person showing up today? Why do they want to talk to us? They have been renewed by love, and they have a renewed sense of faith in love, right? We also have the devil crossing this. That's why I kind of chuckled, because it's almost like a desire, like a deep, deep desire, obsession to know what is not love a little bit, right? Fear, shadow. 5 of Cups. Yeah. So this person is like having a lot of epiphanies and a lot of realizations. Okay. What else do they want to tell us, especially about this devil energy? Okay. Yes, it's changing. Wheel of Fortune. It's changing. This person might actually be, funnily enough, not funny, and I don't mean funny, ironic. I don't know, whatever word I'm looking for. They may actually be sitting in what is perceived to be some darkness right now. Okay. The devil energy, because of the karma. Right? They are, oh my God. Do you guys remember the movie A Knight's Tale? Something, a knight could never change their stars or something. I don't know. I can't remember, but that's like what that's what they're trying to give me. And I can't remember what it is exactly. But or maybe it's like they can't change their spots or something. I don't know. Someone will know. If you know, let me know. Anywho, they're rewriting their story. They're choosing a new path, a new timeline, and there's always some karma cleanup for that, right? There's always some tough conversations, come to Jesus moments, if you will. A lot of that is happening, okay? Knight of Wands, and look at that. Here's the armor. Here's the armor I've been talking about. Flow, fire, intuition. Yeah, this person is really moving with their inner, oh my God, I love this. Okay. You see how there's a heart right here? Or excuse me. Oh, see? Freudian slip, but it's divine. The eye over the heart. I see clearly because I see from my heart. I see truth. I have knowing. This is knowing if I've ever seen it. So this person is really moving with their divine guidance, their divine knowing, and they're changing. It doesn't mean that things are just like going swimmingly well and easy, right? So it's almost like that's what they're communicating. They're wanting to communicate, or they're showing up here today either for you to know what someone you love or someone that you know is going through, and or this could be you. And it's like, this is a message of total transformation, total reclamation, a deeper understanding of who you or they really are and who you've always been. And it's remembering you are love. All that you are is love. Love, 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 love. That is all that matters. Everything else follows from there. When you are leading with the heart, you are protected. The armor, you are protected. You are guided. You don't have to doubt or question yourself. Know thyself. It's one of the most important things. One of the most important things in this life, in this density, right? In the third dimension. When you remember who you are, you do become a badass. Like untouchable. Okay. Let me just look at the decks I have here to see, because what I'm going to do in the extended is I want to know what's going on for this person. So I want to get into more specifics around their life, the 3D, how this change in the karma and the timeline is going. So I'm trying to figure out, I want to get the last message from this person, because I just realized how much, like, I was trying to keep this reading short for you guys, digestible, and I just realized how long I've been talking. So let me go with a tarot deck really quick, and we'll grab another tarot deck. Okay, give me a message, from this person's higher self. Oh, nope. This was my intention before I even did this reading. This is what I was going to do. So I'm changing it all up. I'm changing the game here. That's not what we're going to do. We may ask that question in the extended, but what we're actually going to do is we're going to just take a little snapshot of this person's inner world, what's going on with them right now. And this will really let you know if this is your reading or not, or if if you want to go to the extended or not. Okay. So what we're going to ask is head, heart, body, soul. Okay. So tell me about the mental space of this person. Where are they at in the mind? What are they thinking? Okay, that's way too many cards, my friend. Try that again. Clearly a lot of thoughts, though. Maybe overthinking. Wow, okay. I will take the two. We have the Empress and we have the Six of Wands. Okay? Really powerful. And again, remember, this is a masculine that we're looking at here. And we got the Divine Feminine card, and Temperance is crossing that. Holy cow. So actually coming into a lot of balance. It's like balancing their masculine and feminine energies and having a lot of success now that they've reclaimed this part of themselves. That's really beautiful. Okay, let's go into heart. What are they feeling? The emotions. Four of Swords. Okay. I don't love to see swords in the heart. I'm gonna be honest, so I might grab a clarifier for that. Two of Wands. Yeah. The heart is like become so powerful for this person. And that's, I thank you. They're helping me, because I was about to channel something about that earlier and then I got off on another wave. So it's overwhelming because it's not super comfortable. It's almost like a training wheels energy. And because it's so powerful, it's so dominating, it's so big. It's like, they're like, just give me a minute. Like, just let me collect myself for a moment, like, and just sit with how much I'm feeling. Let me just be in a little bit of a rest state, a restorative. This card is really dramatic. But the story is, I'll just share the story because I know seeing it is probably like, so this was like the beast. This was the shadow, right? This beast. And you don't see the person who defeated this beast, but essentially it's the person who just defeated this beast. They're like, I can rest now because I defeated this beast. And the beast was like the darkness within them, right? So it's like, I just saw the truth. I just saw the light. It can't hurt me anymore. Now I'm going to rest. Right? So it's kind of like I've reclaimed my heart. I've reclaimed my heart, right? We had the Queen of Cups. Okay. Tell me about the body. Where are they at in their body? Their physical body. This is kind of like, oh, wow. Okay. 6 of Cups. Reconciliation, nostalgia. This person is really yearning. Their body is really yearning. And I kind of get that. I get that there's like a weakness in the physical body. Yeah, this does feel like somebody being separated from someone. Yeah, that is what it feels like, I gotta say. So we'll find out more about that in the extended. You know, like, if we're neglecting ourselves and, you know, let's say that we're just being really social or we're just really busy and we forget to like do the things, eat well, get lots of rest, drink water, do some sort of physical exercise or activity, you know, to nourish our body. Or maybe we're like working out really hard, but we're forgetting to stretch, whatever it is. When we're out of balance in some way, we always need to come into balance. And so this is a person who's been kind of like isolated and alone for a really long time. And so it's actually not necessarily helping them anymore. It's almost like they kept themselves away to heal and to go through this whole process. But now their physical body is, I'm hearing like depreciating a little bit, like not doing super well because they're in like some form of a separation of like fun and play and childlike innocence and just love. Like just like real love and affection and touch. And so the physical body is yearning a little bit, I have to say. That's really what I'm getting here. Yeah, there's a lot of like, look, we have 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 7 of Cups. Yeah, okay. Let's move on. Tell me about the soul. What is this? So this is kind of like, what is this person's higher self? What is their spiritual energy? The Wheel of Fortune, double. Okay, we got it. I wish I could remember what I'm trying to channel from A Knight's Tale, but it's like something about never changes his stars or something like that. And it's like this person is like, nope, I'm changing it all. I'm changing it all. The choice has been made here with the 2 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. The time of being in this in-between, being in the desert, remember, and circling, it's like, nope, we're done. We're done with that. So it kind of does look like this person has some sort of a deep, obviously we've been talking about spiritual activation, spiritual awakening, spiritual journey, dark night of the soul, that sort of thing. It's really big, but it does seem like there's this next, it's almost like this person has completed a cycle. They've ended a cycle and they're a little bit like hesitating in the next phase of the cycle. It looks like it's happening regardless, but I just get this, I'm getting this, you know, like when you feel like you have something on the tip of your tongue and you can't remember what it is, that's a little bit the energy I'm starting to feel. And I started to feel it once I got to the 4 of Swords and especially on the 6 of Cups. And I know I said I was going to clarify it, but I feel like we got what we, like, I don't think we're going to get more from that energy right now. I think we need to dive deeper. I really want to know more about the 6 of Cups. So I want to know, this is what we're going to do in the extended. We're going to figure out what's going on in the physical world. Okay, because that will definitely give us some answers. And I want to know the actions that this person is taking. I want to know what this blocks there maybe, or like what this person might be missing. Whatever this thing is on the tip of my tongue, I want to get to the bottom of it. I want to know what that is. And it feels like a separation of some kind. And I don't know if it's a separation from like a person or a child like sense of themselves or a like disassociation of some kind. Because, you know, as you, well, some of you might know, whatever, when you go through a big spiritual journey, it actually can be pretty hard to come back into real life. It can be really hard to come back into the physical world and like just start to engage and interact and be social again, or just connect with people. There's like a timidness, almost a little bit of a fear. You just see the whole world differently. It's like being on like a really intense, a psychedelic sort of trip. You know what I mean? You just see things totally differently. And also with this like feminine energy, this could very much be an external feminine, I have to say, because I have the 6 of Cups here and I also have the Wheel of Fortune. So there's definitely more to this story. There could definitely be a counterpart type of thing going on here, which is perfect because that's exactly the type of thing I love to channel and I love to learn and dive deeper on. So that's what we're going to do in the extended. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading was helpful and supported. And if whoever it was for,
I always like to hear, you know, who resonated with the message, or if you felt like it was for somebody you know or whatnot. And yeah, we're gonna dive deeper. We're gonna see what happens, and I'm gonna go straight into it. I'm not even gonna take a break. So thank you for being here. I'm sending you a lot of love, and I'll be back with more of these readings. Hopefully, my goal is actually to get at least one more of these readings this month. I do have a couple live events going on in the Patreon community, so that will take some of my time, but yeah, I do want to do these take a lot of time, obviously, doing the extended and doing this. It's just a lot. So it's a lot of energy. I typically cannot do these on days that I have personal sessions, private sessions, because it's just way too much for me. But I will do my best, because I do love doing these for y'all. These are really fun. Okay, sending you a lot of love. Bye.